So I want to show a new capability that I thought about, which is let the AI deploy the application. So I wrote a Rust application. I didn't really write it. I used ChatGPT to help me write it, or Cursor to help me write it. And then all I did write is the deployment instruction. And the deployment instruction simply tells the GPT that we're using control plane to deploy the application. So we need two things. We need to say CPLN image build, giving it the image name and version, and push into the control plane image repository. Then to deploy the application, we say CPLN workload create, giving it the name of the workload, giving it the image prefixed by //image, which is your own private image repository, hosted on control plane at no cost. We give it the port and the global virtual cloud. Think of the global virtual cloud as a VPC that can stretch across any number of clouds, regions, even on-prem. And then I told it to deploy a new version of the application, run the following command. There is also in place update of the same app. I say CPLN workload update, give it the workload name, and then I set a property to the new version. And every time you deploy a new version, increase the version by 0.1. So that's it. Now, my code says I like steak, and my code is currently running on wherever, I think it's on Amazon US West, but I can put it on any number of regions that I want to. That's something control plane does very easily. But I show you now that I gave the Cursor IDE kind of the instructions of how to deploy, all I need to do is say, I like falafel, because who doesn't? And all I have to say is, hey, deploy. And now it knows how to up the version. So now the version is v2.0, because I was at 1.0.9. And I can show you that I was at version 1.9. So it's just going to update this image in place. So I'm going to come here and just simply run the command. And when it runs the command, it's going to do the build of the container, and it does it in about 10 seconds or so, maybe less, 5 seconds. And then it has to push the image. That's probably another 5 seconds. And then it's just going to deploy the application. So that's it. Now, if I come back here and I refresh, you can see we're now version 2.0 because we made the call from the our CLI. And now if we look at the application, it still says I like stack because it has to pull the new image. But what's nice about control plane is you have zero downtime. If I refresh, it's a very fast application. Obviously, it's not doing anything, but it doesn't matter. I like steak. And as soon as the new version, you see it switched to I like falafel, and I didn't have to do anything. So again, let me show you this in slow motion again. So I like, what else do we like to eat? I like to eat ice cream. Ice cream. Okay, great. Let's tell it to deploy. It knows because it's smart. I want version 2.1, run, and that's it. It's going to do its thing. It's going to build. It's going to deploy. I have audit trail of everything because control plane is great at audit trail. So now, of course, I can do the same thing in CI/CD. I'm just showing a type of enhancement to things like Cursor. Cursor doesn't have built-in, ability to teach it things. So what you do is you simply have a common how to deploy instructions. And if you are interested in these instructions, just shoot me an email, doron@controlplane.com. I'll send you these. Nothing, it took me 5 minutes or 2 minutes to write this, really. There's nothing to it. And by the way, if you go to the control plane documentation, docs.controlplane.com, you can say like how to update the container image for a running workload from the CLI without using apply. Because you can always apply a YAML file. And this should tell you how to do it. So here, CPLN workload update, you give it the workload name, you say set spec containers, container name, and you give it a new image. And these are optional. So our help file gives you very helpful instructions. And of course, we support dark mode. But let's go back to our application and see if it's already, you see, ice cream is there, and it's that easy. So what a nice tool is Cursor. You just give it one file, teach it a new trick, and now it does it for you. So again, you say deploy, it will do version 2. All I had to do is just tell it every time you deploy a new version, increase the version by 0.1. Of course, I can use hash, SHA-256, whatever. But that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like, give me a like or whatever. Thank you.